Hello everyone, I am Shatrupa and today we are going to look at some conditional statement MCQs, okay? So these statement basically has a condition and depending on that condition only we can find the output. So let's look at the first question. The first question says find the output of the following code, okay? Now you can see x is given the value of 5, S1 is set to true, S2 is set to false, okay? Now there is a condition x equal to 4 and not of S2. First we are going to check the bracket, okay. So we know x value is 5, 5 equal to 4, the answer will be false. Okay, this is not true, so it's false, it returns false. And then there is an AND operator, then not of S2. Always remember when it's an AND operation, if one value is false, no matter if this value is true or false, it doesn't matter whether the second value is true or false. If one is false, that implies that the output will always be false. Okay, we can see how. See, suppose this is the table. Okay, this is the table. This is again 0 1. So if it is false, this is false, the output is false. This is false, this is true, the output is false. If this is true, this is false, the output is false. Only when both are true, the output is true. So even if there is one false and then there is an AND operation, doesn't matter whether the other side is true or false, the output is bound to be false. Okay, so here the if condition becomes false. Okay, so the print that says print 1, this statement belongs to the if statement, so this won't be executed. What it will print? It will straight away print 2. Now it says if S2 is equal to true. Now see, this is not double equal to, it is a single equal to. This means that S2 value is being assigned to true. Okay, now S2's value has changed from false to true. Okay, now if this is true, it's written within the if condition. It says S2 equal to true and S1. Okay, now this one's value is assigned to true, so the value is true. Okay, and S1. So S1 there is no value given, so we'll take whatever the initial value was. So the initial value was again true. So AND operation on true and true, the output will be true. Okay, so what it will print? It will print 3. So what will be the output of this code? The output of this code will be 2 and 3. Okay, I think that is an option A. Alright. So whenever there is an AND operation, remember if one of them is false, the output will be false. If both are true, then only the output will be true. If one is false, then output will be false. Okay. So moving on to the next question, it says find the output of the code. Now again you see x is assigned to 0, y is assigned to 20. Okay, it is again a condition which says while x less than 10. Okay, so for how many iterations will this loop run? This loop will run till x becomes equal to or greater than 10. Okay, until then the loop will run. That means if x value is 0, then loop will run till x is equal to 9. Okay, now if this condition, if this x less than 10, this condition is true, until that time what will happen? Till that time it will happen y is equal to y minus 1 and x is equal to x plus 1. Okay, now we can see that x value is equal to 0. So x less than 10 means x will run from 0 to 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Why not on 10? It will run, it will go on 10, then it will see x less than 10. 10 less than 10, is this true? No, it's not true. 10 is equal to true. 10 is equal to 10. So this condition will not be satisfied. This condition will not be satisfied. So what will happen? X will run from 0 to 9. Okay, x will run from 0 to 9. So from 0 to 9, it's how many iterations? It is 10 iterations. Okay, So if it is 10 iteration, then y's value is being decremented by 1 in every iteration. So for 10 iteration, the value of I will be decremented 10 times. So initial value of y was 20, 20 minus 10 is 10. Okay, similarly, x value is incremented by 1 in every iteration. Okay, so initial value of x plus 1. So for 10 iterations, how many times x value will be incremented? X value will be incremented 10 times. So initial value of x was 0 plus 10, which is equal to 10. Okay. So what is the output? The output will be 10 and 10. Okay, that is in option B. So that is your answer. Okay. Moving on to the next code. It says find the output. See, this is an integer array. Okay, integer array. A of 4 is equal to, says 4. It is only one number. Okay, but how many arrays are, how many index have we taken? We have taken 4 index. Okay, we have taken 4 index, but element is only 1. Okay, now we see there is a for loop running that says I is equal to 0, then I less than equal to 2, I plus plus. Okay, so for how many iterations will this loop run? This will run for 0, this will run for 1, and this will run for 2. Okay, the moment the I plus plus value becomes 3, this loop will terminate. The loop will terminate. So my loop is going to run for 0 to 1. Okay, so now A of 4 means, A of 4 means how many index? Right, like this, A of 0, then A of 1, then A of 2, then A of 3. Okay, so these are 4 indexes, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So now you see A of 4 just has one element, that is 4. That means that A of 0 has the value 4. A of 1 will have the value 0, A of 2 will have the value 0, A of 3 will have the value 0. Okay. By default, these values are assigned by the compiler. Okay. By default, all the 0 value will be assigned by the compiler if there is no value assigned in the code. Okay. Now it says the loop runs from 0, 1 and 2. Okay. Now print the A of I. So once it is at 0, it will print this value. So 4 will come. At 1, it will print this value. So 0. At 2, it will print this value. So again 0. The moment at I plus plus, the I value becomes 3. It will again check I less than equal to 2. Is this true? No, it's not true. So I of 3, this one will not be executed. This one will be my answer. That is 4, 0, 0. This will be the output. I think that is in option A. Okay, so option A is my answer. Now you see it says, what does the scanf and the printf statement do in the following code? Okay, so it's a character pointer. It's a character pointer that is char star str. Okay. Now you see in scanf is a statement that is used to take input. Okay. This statement, the scanf statement, it takes input, while the printf statement, it prints the output. Prints output. This takes input. Okay, so in scanf it is saying that this slash this. Now what does this mean? Okay, this means this one. This one means you're going to take input until an enter is pressed. Okay, keeps taking, the string will keep taking input until the enter is pressed. Okay, until you press an enter, it keeps taking input. Okay, this is what this exort \n does. It keeps taking input until an enter is pressed. Suppose I keep writing Java, C, then I write Python, then I write C++, then I write oops. So till the time I keep writing, it will keep taking input. The moment I press enter, it stops. Okay, so what will this printf after this scanf do? It will print all the input that is taken. It will entirely print this. Okay, so the important factor over here was this XOR \n keeps taking input until an enter is pressed. Just remember this much. And printf will obviously print everything that has been entered. Okay, so if it's entered Java, C, Python, C++, oops, it will print everything. Okay, whatever is there in that string. So moving on to the next code, it says how many times is this loop executed. Okay, so it says I is equal to 2, I less than 10, I plus plus. Okay, so my loop is starting from 2. It should run for less than 10. Okay, so if it is less than 10 means my loop value should be I less than I should be equal to 9, right? So in switch it is saying switch of I. Okay, now remember, since my loop is just beginning, the I value is 2. Okay, switch of I means here the I value is 2. Now switch of 2 means it will go to case 2. What does case 2 say? Case 2 says I plus equal to 2. This implies what? Now I is equal to I plus 2. So I value is 2, 2 plus 2, which is equal to 4. Okay. Now this I value is changed to 4 now. Okay. Now switch 4. Okay. Before this, when this I value is changed to 4, it will compare here whether I less than 10. So 4 less than 10, 4 is less than 10, so it is true, so it will go fine. Then I'll go to switch. Okay, switch of 4. Switch of 4 means it will go to case of 4. Now in case of 4, you can say it says I plus equal to 1. Okay, so I plus is equal to 1, which implies that I is equal to I plus 1, which is equal to 4 plus 1, which is equal to 5. Okay. Now you see there is no break statement after the fourth case, right? So the default statement will also be executed. Okay, so default will also be executed. Here the I value is already 5, so I is equal to 3. So I will be equal to 5 plus 3, which is equal to 8. Now again it will go over there. Now it will see that 8 less than 10. Is it true? Yes, it's true. Okay. So when this is true, it will again come down and it will again execute switch of 8. But since switch of 8 is not available, so what will happen? It will simply print the default, which is I is equal to I plus 3. So 8 plus 3 is equal to 11. Okay. So now it will again go back and check I less than 10, 11 less than 10. No. So loop will terminate. Okay. Loop ends. So how many times did this execute? Once when the I value was 2, the loop was executed. Okay. So where did it start its execution? It started its execution at 2. Now switch value became 2. So case 1 wasn't executed. Okay, case 2 was executed. Since there was no break statement after this case, so case 4 was also executed and default was also executed. Okay, when this value over here became 8, it again went back to the I. So at I, it again compared I less than 10. So that was true. The switch value was changed to 8. Now there is no case with 8. So 1 was not executed, case 2 wasn't executed, case 4 wasn't executed. Only the default was executed. Okay. And the value was printed. That was 11. Now 11 was again compared whether I less than 11, I less than 10. So this loop did not work because it terminated as the condition was false. So my loop has just worked once for 2 and once for 8. Okay, so the answer is twice. I think it's in option A. So my loop has worked only 2 times. It's complete. It's asking loop execute. How many times does the loop execute? The loop execute 2 times. Okay, once when I is 2, other when I is 8. So moving on to the next code, it says float x is equal to 0.6 and y is equal to 1.1. Okay, now if again we have a AND operation, x and of y greater than 1.1. Now if nothing is given and just the value of x is taken, remember every value except 0 is true. If x would have been equal to 0, then in this if condition, this x before the AND operation, whatever it is, this x would have been false. But since here x is 0.6, this value is not false, this value is true. Okay, now when this value is true, we have to check for the other value whether that is true or false. Okay, because this is an AND operation. Had this value been false, we need not have to check the other operation. But since this is true, we need to check the other operation. Now y greater than 1.1. Value of y is 1.1. So is 1.1 greater than 1.1? No. So this becomes false. So x value was true and y greater than 1.1 becomes false. Okay. So true and operation false. Output will be false. Okay, so this if statement wouldn't execute, the else part will be executed. What it will print? It will print high. So output will be high. That is in option B. Moving on to the next question. X value is equal to 10. Y value is equal to 15. Okay, now it says that if not of not x and x. Now as told before that if only x is taken and there is a proper number assigned to it without 0, then this value is true. Okay, now see, this x value is true, not of true, then this entire thing will become false. Okay, now it says not of true. So not of true is false. Now not of false, this again becomes true. And on the other side we just have the value of x, which is true because that is 10. So true and true, the output is true. Okay, this is the output. Output is true. So what will it print? It will print x. X value is 10. So our answer will be in option A. Okay, always remember that if a x value is given and not is added before that, the value individually is true and not of that means the value becomes false. And if there is another not in front of that, then not of false again will become true. Okay, so first solve the inner bracket, then solve the outer bracket. Then only you'll get a correct answer. Okay, find out the output of the following code. Okay, now it says a is equal to 10 if not of not a and not of a. Now a's value is true because it is 10. Now not of true, it's false. Now I did not solve this part because I've already got one false. Means in AND operation, if there is one false, then my output will be false. Okay, so if part wouldn't be executed, it will execute the else part. So what is else part? The else part says it's %d not of a. Now a is true, not of a is false. So value of false in integer will be 0. Always check for what it is printing. Okay, if it is printing percentage D not of A, this means the value is false. So percentage D of false, don't tick at false, tick at 0. Okay, because this implies an integer, it can't take an character array. Okay, so it can't be false, it has to be 0. Okay, so your answer is in option D, that is 0. Now moving on to the next code. So it says this is a character array, okay, of Java. This is a character array which has the word stored Java. Now for I is equal to 0 and the condition is s of I plus plus. Now what is this s of I? This s of I means wherever there is a null value, wherever there is a null value, this loop will terminate. Okay, thereby we write s of I. Wherever there is a null value, the loop will terminate. Like after writing Java, I'll press enter, right? So after JAVA, after A, there is nothing but a null character. Okay, so the loop will understand that it has to terminate. Okay, now it says so now what it will have at s of 0 it will have J, at s of 1 it will have A, at s of 2 it will have V, at s of 3 it will have A, right? So now percentage C and percentage C. That means I have to find out 4 output. One is s of I, one is star s plus I, one is star I plus S, and other one is I of S. Okay, now remember I write S of I or I of S, both are same. Whether I write star S plus I or I write star I plus S are same. So these two are same and these two are same. Okay, so at S of I, what do I have? At s of I first have 0, right? So s of 0, what is the value? The value is J. Okay, then I have star s plus I. Okay, so now what is s having? S is having J, okay, plus 0. So what is the string at s? It's again J. Again, if s of I and I of s, if s plus I star is equal to star of I of s, they are equal, then again the value will be equal, that is J. And if s of I is equal to J and this is equal to I of s, then the value will again be J. So what will be the output printed as? It will printed as J, 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 J. Similarly for A, it will again print A. For V, it will again print V. Again for A, it will print A. Okay, then when it becomes null, when S of I is null, okay, it encounters a null value, the loop will terminate. This will be the output. Okay, so the output is in option A. Okay, moving on to the next question. Find the output of the following code. Okay, now see, it says for there is no condition given, it simply says null. Whenever you come across this kind of a statement, remember what happens here is that simply it exits the loop. Okay, it simply exits the loop and the loop is not executed. Why it exit the loop? Because it does not allow the loop to enter inside it. Okay, this term, if it is written in between with 2 semicolons on the side, if null is written within the for loop with 2 semicolons on both the side, then it does not allow the for loop to enter the loop only. It will never allow you to go inside the loop. So only whatever there is there outside the loop, that only will be printed. So the output over here will be for loop not executed. Okay, because it is going to exit the entire loop. So from for null to end for, nothing is going to happen. So it will only print the final print statement that is there, for loop not executed, and the answer is in option D. So whenever you encounter such question like null, make sure your your for loop is not executed. Never, it can never be executed. Okay, so answer is in option D. Now there were certain doubts in the previous question, so I'm going to clear that. Now it says here the question is float. Okay, previously this f was written in capital, so that was a typing error. So this float value is equal to 0.5, right? Now if f is equal to 0.5, in this case it will print yes. Why will it print yes in this case? But you consider any other number other than 5, say 0.3, say 0.1, 0.2, or anything 0.99, 0.1000. In all other case, it will give an answer as no. Why this will happen? Because if you consider 1 by 2, that is 0.5, if you consider this in 5 decimal place, the value will be 0.50000. If I consider this same half, that is 0.5, in 10 decimal place, then the value will be 0.500000000 and 0. Okay. So, if this is converted, then even with loss of precision, the value doesn't change. It will still remain the same. With loss of precision, the value will not change. Okay. So, thereby the output will be yes. Now, if I consider this number 1 by 3, that is 0.3 in 5 decimal place, the value will be 0.33333. Okay. If I consider this same in 10 decimal place, the value will be different. Okay, the value will be different. With loss of precision, the value will change. Okay, with loss of precision, the value will change. Thereby, the answer will be no. So, remember, any number other than 0.5 or 0.50 or 0.500 or 0.5000, you add any number of 0 after 5. Whatever, if the decimal point begins with 0.5, remember, for such question where there is a typecasting, where the value is being compared with a float value, the answer will be yes. But any other number other than 0.5, like say 0.3, 0.1, 0.99, 0.999, any number, the answer will always be no. Why? Because with loss of precision in conversion, there is a difference in the value. Okay, but that doesn't happen when the number is 5. But for any other number, it changes. Okay, so if anytime you come across such question, if the value is 0.5, the output will be yes. But for any other number, the output is always no. Okay. So, moving on to the next question. Okay, in the previous question, there was another doubt that what if we write something like this, f is equal to 0.5 and capital F. So, this is not an error. You are still going to get the correct answer. Okay, you can write float as capital F as well. Okay, doesn't matter whether you write it at small f or capital F, but when you're writing the full word, that is float, this can't be in capital. Okay, it has to be in small. But when you're just writing f, then it can be capital F or small f, doesn't matter. It is considered as a float value. Okay, so moving on to the next question. So this question was there in the first lecture. So the value of A is equal to 8, the value of B is equal to 9. Okay, now if A less than B, then what is it returning? It is going to return B comma A. Okay, so 8 less than 9 is true, so it will return 9 comma 8. So now the value of A is 9 and the value of B is 8. Okay, So now again it will compare A less than B. Is 9 less than 8? No. So the if statement is not executed. Now the else if will be executed. Okay. Else if will compare is B less than equal to 0. So is 8 less than equal to 0? No. So it will return what? It will return A plus function of A comma B minus 1. So that is 9 because the value has changed. So 9 plus function of 9 comma 8 minus 1, that is 7. Okay. So this will continue until when? Until when you get a value that is 9 comma 0. At this point the if will also be false and else if will also be false. How? Why if will be false? Because it says A less than B. So is 9 less than 0? No. So if is not executed. Now in else if it says B not equal to 0. 0 not equal to 0. This is not true. 0 is equal to 0. So else if is also not executed. So what is executed? Else is executed. So in else what it does? It returns 0. Now when something has already returned 0, the loop has terminated. The loop terminates. So when this loop terminates, what happens? It will simply print whatever was done previously. So it was 8 times 9 was added. So it will be 9 into 8, that is 72 will be the answer. Okay. So by this I have come to the end of the question. So thank you.